Hi, I'm Colton Solzer, and this is my introduction video for AEP 880. So personally, I was born and raised in Piedmont, South Dakota, which is between Rapid City and Sturgis. Some things that are in the area that you may have heard of to kind of give you an idea. We have Mount Rushmore is about 45 minutes away from where I grew up. The Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. I actually graduated high school from Sturgis, so I've lived with that all my life. And then the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota. So I love to get out and do things. I love to travel. I actually student taught 6 weeks in Italy, which was probably the greatest experience of my entire life. And then I love riding my motorcycle again. I was born and raised in the Black Hills, so there's a lot of areas up here to look at and enjoy. I love scuba diving and skydiving. I went diving in the Cayman Islands, Catalina Island off of California, and then at the shark exhibit in the Denver Zoo. I also go, there's some places up here in Rapid City that I go, and in the Missouri River that cuts right through South Dakota. So I travel over there and dive the river every once in a while, which is a lot of fun. I do currently live in Kansas though, so Syracuse, Kansas, which is southwest Kansas. Not much diving or motorcycle riding there because there's not really much to see and not much water. So, but I still make the best of it. Personally, I've taught first grade and third grade. My first year teaching, I taught first grade. Last year and this year, I taught third grade. So this is my third year teaching. I am considering moving up to junior high science next year, just for a little bit more of a stable teaching curriculum because I have changed. I had major curriculum changes the last 3 years, the first 3 years of my teaching career. So I would like a more stable teaching curriculum, so I'm thinking about going to junior high next year. I'm also on the board of trustees for the Hamilton County Library, and I just completed my second year as junior high assistant football coach, and I plan on keeping on doing it as long as they'll let me because it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy working with the junior high students, and just having that connection with them is a lot of fun. So, my heritage, I'm German and Irish. German on my dad's side, Irish on my mom's side. We really don't take a lot from the Irish side of my family. I'm not sure why. We just don't have a lot of the German culture or from that side. Other than I guess my red beard is probably the only thing I can think of right offhand. But for the German side, we do have a lot. Our ranch has been in the family since 1879, so we got our centennial certificate, which is really cool. And then we also raise German cattle or Gelbvieh cattle, which is a German breed of cattle. Um, so that's just kind of something that we do on my side, on the German side. Also, my last name is German, and so that's just kind of a few things that we do um, for my family and my background. Some puzzle pieces that make me me is my traveling. Absolutely love to travel. Like I said, I went to Italy for 6 weeks to student teach. I've been on 3 cruises, gone to Mexico and the Bahamas, all those good places. So I do really want to travel more abroad than so I can see those different areas. The ranch that I was raised on, still in the family today. So that is a huge puzzle piece for me because I've learned so much working on the ranch. My personality and sense of humor, I'm very upbeat, outgoing. I just like to do things to make people laugh and smile. So it's just kind of one of those things to where it may get annoying to some of the people around me sometimes, but if they know me, they know to just kind of get over it and move on. So the adventure that I love to do, I'm very adventurous. I love to skydive and scuba dive. Two of the most dangerous things that you can, kind of do sometimes, but I definitely recommend them. They are a great thing to do. A lot of fun. Scuba diving is probably one of the most relaxing things I've ever done in my life. Again, working cattle, going to school, I'd have students that come in and talk about how they went camping over the weekend or went traveling, anything like that, and I'd come back with, well, we worked cows, we gave shots, we preg tested, We calved, we fixed fence. So it was definitely a major influence on my life, and both good and things where I'm like, I kind of wish I would have had something a little different. But overall, it was definitely a good influence on my life. My friends are definitely a big influence on my life, and definitely um, a big support that I have through going to school and moving and everything like that. So I definitely have a quality over quantity when it comes to friends. I don't have a lot of them, but I know they will do anything for me because they have, and they know I'll do anything for them because I have. So it's really a good support system that we have. Also, my family is really important. My love for sports, I'm a huge Vikings fan, so that can be stressful most of the time, but it's still a really big piece of who I am. I love to cook and bake. I make jerky a lot, and cheesecakes, desserts, stuff like that. So that's something that I really enjoy. My love for where I'm at, uh, I'm in school support. We had donkey basketball a couple years ago. Probably the most difficult thing I've ever done in my entire life, or one of them, but it was amazingly fun. Trying to shoot a basketball well, make a donkey go where he doesn't want to go is a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. And then again, working on the ranch, my work ethic, I really got a good work ethic from being on the ranch because you can't always save stuff for tomorrow. So, a lot of stuff actually has to get done today. Otherwise, cows will be out. They will be hungry because they weren't fed. They will be thirsty because the ice needs to get chopped, stuff like that. So I got a really strong work ethic from being on the ranch. So positions to help. I had never heard of a diversity champion or diversity officer before. So that was really interesting to kind of do a little searching on that and see what exactly they entailed. So that was something that I learned through this um, through this assignment, and then the why we need to have and embrace diversity. It's super important. I think a lot of people understand that. It's just we really need to start putting it more into our environment, our work, our businesses, stuff like that, because it's amazing how much more successful a business is when they have the different points of view of different cultures in different areas. Um, Men, women, and then Hispanic, Native Americans, everybody kind of brings a different point of view to the table that somebody else didn't think of, and can really be a key to opening a door for everybody. So the feeling to conform, I understood that a lot of people have that feeling to conform, to make themselves different so they fit in, so that they are equal. But when she was talking about she was doing so much more work just to try and feel equal, uh, that's something that we really need to make sure is taken care of, and people don't feel like that, but people of all races and genders feel like that at some point. But I do think it's worse for, say, the people that have Asian descent or anything like that. Like she was saying, she just felt like she had to do so much more to prove that she was as good as everybody else. So we need to make sure that, especially our students feel like they don't have to do that. The differences, so it's really interesting to see the actual definitions of these, and then how they entail and how they actually come into our workplace. Uh, but the xenophobia, the fear or anxiety towards another race is really kind of interesting, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around being scared of somebody just because of their race. I again, born and raised in South Dakota. I live in Kansas now. I probably am kind of sheltered from that stuff. Um, but I mean, I believe it's a real thing, obviously, but it's just kind of hard for me to wrap my head around being scared of somebody because of their race. Believing one's culture or ethnicity is superior to another's. Again, I think some people just kind of have that complex um, about themselves, anyways, just being better than other people. So it's just kind of one of those things to where we really need to work on this and see what we can do to make sure that this is not the case, because we really all need each other to flourish. And I'll kind of talk about that a little bit more here as in my later in my presentation. With this right here, the community engagement model, it's just making sure that everybody works together on an equal level, because it's kind of reminds me of any other ecosystem. Say a jungle. There's thousands of different plants and animals in a jungle, and one is not any more important than the other. They could survive on their own, but they flourish together because each one basically has what it does best, and that's what helps everything survive and do so much better together than alone. And well, like what they said in the video, companies that have a more diverse teams do a lot better overall. The environment's better, the work ethic is better, the products are better, everything just gets better because you have all those different areas that you're looking at. So it makes sense that we need to start making sure this is done. And if you have a more diverse management team, again, they all work together to try and help everybody else, because a management team, that's what they want. They want their teams to work better. So with a more diverse management team, it just goes up from there. Things I see in my school: students working together in class. We have a very high Hispanic culture and population in Syracuse, and so it's really heartwarming to see the students. Some students don't speak English, or they speak very little English, and I have a lot of students that embrace that and try and learn Spanish, try help the non-English speaking students so that they feel more comfortable. And our students are used to having that diversity in the classroom, so it's nothing new to them, and they're doing a really good job trying to help everybody out, work as a team, work together, and make everybody feel more comfortable. And then teachers understanding how to work with parents and students. With all these different cultures we see, I don't understand some things, but I have been able to start understanding better a lot of the cultures, Hispanic cultures. So I'm able to work with the parents better and the students, and so then that takes a weight off of everybody. So I can communicate better with the parents and the teachers, or parents and the students, so that they feel better and I feel better, and they are communicating with me on a better level than what they used to. So it really works good for everybody. And then I'll apply this to my classroom and in my future school by showing teachers how important it is to work in diverse groups. Again, diverse groups really bring out the best of everybody, as long as everybody's on the same page, everybody communicates, and they understand what we're working towards. So we need to make sure we understand we're working towards the better of the school, the better for the students, the better for the parents, the better for the community. It's not an I game, it's a we game. And so we need to make sure that we are doing what's best for everybody, and not just making ourselves look good. And then here are the references that I used through my presentation. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.